Morning, evening, afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday to you all. I hope everyone is doing well. Today is the day that I myself personally have been waiting for. Battlefield 6. It has literally just this second gone live. So I'm going to give it a minute and then I'm going to try and log in. So I'm going to give it a minute. But it the play button has literally just become active. So I'm just going to give it a minute and just make sure I can get in. So I'm just going to give it a minute and just make sure I can get in. Like, I hope everybody's doing well. Oh yeah, please guys, if you haven't done already, drop a like and a follow over on Twitch. Drop a like and a follow over on Kick as well, and subscribe over on Kick for me. That'll help me out loads over there, please. And those of you that are following, please subscribe over on Kick. And then if you can go to my Facebook, drop a like and a follow over there on Facebook. And also, if you can go and yo, Brent, I'm on Battlefield 6, man. I've literally just gone live for me, so I'm just going to try and log into Battlefield 6. Yeah, and if you can pop over to YouTube and subscribe and follow over on the YouTube, that'd be great. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, everybody. I understand money's tight, but if you can subscribe on Kick, that'd be great. I need people to subscribe to go to the next bit of what I want to do. So, yeah, I'll let you know, Brent, how it is. I can catch up with you tomorrow for some Helldivers if you're around tomorrow, dude. I did try joining you last weekend, but you was full. You was full, so. But yeah, if you're on Helldivers, Brent, next week. If you're on Helldivers tomorrow, I'll join you tomorrow, dude. I've been waiting for a long time for Battlefield 6. I'm very excited about this. And the Black Ops 7 beta wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be either. That wasn't too bad.
Isn't it soft?
Right, guys, let's see if I can get in. Cool. All right then, Brent. Nice one. I shall catch you tomorrow, brother.
Yeah. Shaky shibit. Oh, I see your tongue. I see your tongue. Oh, I know it's so soft. All for you, Spoons. Yeah, I know. Who knew that we had to do fashion for you? Yeah, but you do. You love it. You love sleepy times.
Doubt you'll get cod. Yeah, I don't blame you. It won't stay good for long. We all know this. I don't think you're the only one, Brent. I think a lot of people are not going to bother with COD this time around. I can see I'm going to have the same problems with this as what I had last time, I think.
Ooh.
It's not going to run properly.
Oh, didn't you have to do something last time?
No, they've sorted all that out, apparently. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, this is because this is the proper game now. So they've sorted all that out.
Oh, I love the shibit. To all your followers, the shibit is essential.
Ignore that. Laying on the city.
Gaming shibits.
In hell. It's 4 in the afternoon here, 4 o'clock, and she's laid up with a shibbit like she's an old lady.
Oh, old lady. Oh, leave me alone.
300.
Old man.
There you are. My current queue position, 330,000 in the queue. I am.
Oh, there is nothing.
Wow.
I did say you might have many people getting in.
Oh yeah.
Because of how many people are trying to get in.
That disappears really quickly though. I've waited a long time for this. I'm sitting here until I get in, I'm telling you. Last time I exited and then I couldn't get back in for like the rest of the day on the beta. But I can tell they fixed a few things already because the main screen for this, even the main queuing bit, is not all glitchy. It was all glitchy in the beta. It's not. I think COD's in trouble. I really do with this.
What button? Find the shibbit? Keep your shibbit.
Just got to wait in the queue for a bit. Who's on? Who's trying to get on here out of my lot? Milkster's not. Neither's Craig. He's out of there.
Okay.
It's just me at the minute.
It's only 4 o'clock. You're waiting until 1 o'clock. I'm waiting.
246,000. It's a big queue. It's alright, that'll deplete over the weekend. They'll play it for the weekend and don't bark on my screen. Please. Give everyone piercing eardrums. Well, we will be playing Battlefield 6 when I can get on there. Just gotta wait. Bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, bam. Well, we will be playing Battlefield 6 when...
There we go.
when I can get on the silly thing. I hope it's kept all my settings because I don't really want to go through all them again. They were a bit tedious. I hope it's kept all my settings from the beta. Oh, I might have to change them because I've got different hand controller now. That's the point. I think that. Oh, I haven't put camera filters on, by the way. I have had a haircut today, so I am bald. This is my usual haircut. I let my mop get a bit out of control this time because I had reptiles to pay for. I've paid like over £1,000 out in reptiles in this month. So on vet bills, and I bought a couple of new ones. So yeah. I've just reserved a blue tongue skink as well. Another one for the collection. And I've got a golden red rump tarantula coming. I've got a candy cane corn snake coming and a caramel corn snake coming. So I've spent a lot of money on reptiles this month. That's why I didn't get my hair cut. But when you breed animals, you got to have animals. So I'm now up to 32 snakes, 9 tarantulas, scorpion, a jungle Asian scorpion. If you know, you know. A blue-tongued skink, an iguana, 2 rabbits and a dog. So I've got quite a big collection of animals. I breed corn snakes, so that's what we do. So that's why them 30 snakes that we've got, 29 of them are corn snakes. I've got one ball python, and that's because I really wanted her because she was half white and half green. It's called a pied ball python. She is very nice. But anybody that wants a snake for a first pet, do not, and I'll repeat the word, do not get a ball python for a first snake. Don't let any pet shop out there tell you getting a ball python for a first snake is a good idea, because it's not. They're friendly enough, yes, but they're very, very fussy eaters. My one will go a month, 2 months without eating. So you got to know, like, don't panic if they don't eat. That's my thing. If you want one, brilliant, go and get one. But if they don't eat, don't panic. They're fine. They can go up to a year without eating. So don't worry about them if they don't eat. I have loads of messages from people. My ball python's not eating. Don't panic. Even if it gets to a year and they haven't eaten, don't panic. Because in the wild, a ball python would sit in a rat hole, an empty rat hole, and it would just sit there and wait for a rat or a mice to run past the hole. They're very lazy hunters. They're not active hunters like a corn snake or a boa constrictor or anything like that. They're not active. So if they just sit there and they're not eating, as long as they haven't got mites and as long as they're shedding okay, just leave them alone. Because you only get yourself bit. Because pythons are blind. You'd be surprised how many people don't know that. That's why they've got the little holes above the mouth. That's their heat pits. That's how they sense their food. As for corn snakes, they're not blind. Corn snakes and boa constrictors can see you. Little snake fact there for you. And spiders are smart. Just putting it out there. It's a fact. It's an actual fact. A tarantula has the brain of a 5-year-old child. And that surprised me when I found that out. And I found that out from a guy in America who's got over 300 tarantulas. So he knows what he's talking about. They have the brain of a 5-year-old child. Picture that. So if any of you out there are parents and you've got a 5-year-old, his or her brain is as intelligent as a spider's. Crazy. Blew my mind when he told me that the other day. Absolutely blew my mind. No, don't you dare. It got to here before and crashed on me. Oh no, we're in. I think we're in. It might crash on me with the things. Yeah, I'm going to opt into the emails. Why not? I like to know when things are happening. Why have I got that stupid narrator woman? Shut up. Oh, mate. I've got a... This is ridiculous. I'm going to have to get settings up now for this. All over again. It didn't keep any of my settings from the beta. What an absolute arsehole. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through all the setup again on this. I'm gonna have to find a video now.
Control.
Just watch this, people. Watch the video.
Until it called our bluff.
Reports coming in of a tragedy.
NATO had the Secretary General
Has just been assassinated.
NATO's response? Silence. NATO flinched. No response, no respect. And 12 nations walked.
We have lost faith in NATO, causing countries to abandon the alliance.
Everyone knew who did it. Built just like the military, but doesn't play by their rules.
Shadow armies without oversight.
Providing protection for
Our
our
price.
Battlefield 6, Nemesis is now more representative of the actual character model itself. Let you guys know From
Everything
foreign soil
control to get the best out of control.
Threatening the lives of world leaders.
invading sovereign
Yeah, I've got to go through all my settings again though.
mid-flight.
Bit annoying.
This unprecedented situation can only be described.
Increasingly explosive.
The opening video is sick.
And NATO is ready.
If you give up control, you have to fight to get it back. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
Yes, we are. Sick. Right, hang on. First things first. Loadout. Challenges. Profile. Badges, dog tags. I've got 2 dog tags. Where? That's from the beta. Yeah, I know I have. I've got... Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I quit that already. Quit.
Synchronized. Yeah, you got this. How many dungeon photos did you see?
That's my Xbox account. Why is it telling me to be friends with myself?
It's like, you have no friends. Be friends
Right.
with yourself.
Cool. My friends are on here. That's all I'm bothered about. Right, let's get these settings fucking sorted. Oh god, here we go. Another one of these videos.
Without further ado, let's dive on into the settings and let you guys know everything it will need. So to start with, I've tested all of this on a DualSense Edge. I've also tested an Xbox Elite controller. I've also tested a number of third-party controllers like the GameSim, and all of them came to pretty much the same conclusion. To start with, we're going to go into the controller settings menu, and we start off very basically with this first page. I will have an entire separate segment of this video to talk about the individual bindings, which I think are also quite important, but let's nail down the basics and fundamentals first. First and foremost, in controller settings, I play at 40 sensitivity. Now, for reference sake, in Call of Duty, I play about a 1.4 sensitivity, which is traditionally somewhere around an 8 to a 10 before they changed it to a decimal value. So you can adjust this slider up and down and have a play around with it in the training range once you dial in most of the settings. For review, I personally play at 110. I sit in front of a 20 27-inch monitor, and this works for me. If you're on a larger display or sitting further away, you may want to change this value to something that allows you to see magnified enemies at a distance. It isn't too super wide so that everything is just basically a speck of dust. Now, these next 3 settings are actually working as intended out of the box. It's worth checking them to see if they've changed, or if something's gone wrong in terms of the setup process. But DICE and EA actually did listen to me and implemented changing these values to 56 on and 178 by default, meaning that you don't have to touch them yourselves. They double check them just to make sure they're all there, and then it's accordingly, but these should just be set properly as they should have in the original beta. Moving on, we have the infantry aim input curve. Now, I've tried every single one of these settings. I'm not kidding, I've gone through all of them, I've done the data, I've done the testing, I've done the aim training, and this is the best combination I've found. You want to select Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4. If you are a Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 1 player, this is going to feel incredibly familiar, but I'm going to give you a more responsive version of those controls. Now, I personally love Battlefield 1, I love Battlefield 4, but the big issue with those games is that at times, at least Battlefield 1, it felt very sluggish, and in the inverse of that, in Battlefield 4, the gunplay actually felt too snappy in places because of the lack of any kind of acceleration. And when you don't have any acceleration on your input curve, you end up having this really mouse-like movement which doesn't completely suit a controller to a T. So you're going to select Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4 for your aim input curve.
Alfie, shush.
Further down to stick input acceleration presets and select BF, BF3, and BF Bad Company. Now there is a small chance that on different versions of this game, like Xbox and PlayStation versions of this game, these may be named slightly differently. But essentially, so long as you see Battlefield 4 in both of these options, you're in the right place. Next, you're going to want to move this down to 12. Now what this will do is give you a small amount of acceleration before the stick itself actually reaches the full input. Now if you put this value all the way down to 0, you're going to get super snappy left and right gameplay. You're going to get really sluggish, slow to respond kind of gameplay that feels a little bit more like Battlefield 1 and Battlefield games. I think 12 is perfect, and it's the value that I recommend everybody uses, and that I recommend you actually change your sensitivity, not your aim acceleration. Let this be a universal cue that is just by default quite responsive, and adjust your sensitivity up and down if you find yourself feeling a little bit too repeated in places. Moving on, these are the settings I've got for these. Ultimately, not huge here, just that I have double tap crouch for sprints blind turn off, and there are a couple of other settings that I will go through as we go through these models to show you what exactly you're working with. Further down, you're going to have different types of infantry zoom sensitivity types. I do not like them as we go through these models to show you what exactly you're working with. Further down, you're going to have different types of infantry zoom sensitivity types. I do not like changing all of these one by one. I think it doesn't work muscle memory, so I set this down to 86. I think 86 gives you just enough slowdown that it makes you a little bit more accurate, but not too much slowdown that it feels like you're firing a completely different weapon, but not too fast that it's one-to-one with the hipfire. This is a really nice middle ground, and I highly recommend 86 for this value for everything. Now, don't be confused if you see that my zoom is listed as L1 instead of L2. I personally swap my triggers and bumpers, and we'll go over that in the actual controller mapping section as well. Scrolling on down, we have Prioritize and Interact, which is my preferred way of approaching these things. Where you tap to interact something like a door, or to interact with a piece of equipment, and you hold down square to reload a weapon. That is my preferred way of doing things. You also want effectively all of these settings to go one-to-one. Feel free to copy them as you see them on the screen. And then moving all the way down, you have Flick Look, and you can adjust this if you want to be a little bit faster and snappy, should you decide to use the Flick Look feature that allows you to instantly snap in a certain direction. Next, we have to go all the way down. You have Flick Look, and you can adjust this if you want to be a little bit faster and snappy, should you decide to use the Flick Look feature that allows you to instantly snap in a certain direction. Next, we have to go all the way down, opening all the rest of these pages. We will get to these, for example, the ground vehicles and how those sensitivities work, but for the most part, I want to completely ignore every single one of these pages and go straight on down to controller tuning. Now, in controller tuning, I personally turn off on vibration, but the critical thing that you want here is having your center dead zone as low as possible, and leaving your axial dead zone on 6. Now, your center dead zone should be as low now. Now, in controller tuning, I personally turn off on vibration, but the critical thing that you want here is having a straight copy-pasta from all of these individual settings across your ground vehicles, your transport vehicles, aircraft, and your helicopters, and your gunners, and all of the other various vendors that can offer these things. But if that isn't the case and you're not so lucky, you are going to have to go individually back into the game, adjust these values, get them back to where they need to be to make sure that they're correct, make sure that the ratios are correct, like having this set to 56, and then just essentially making sure that everything is perfectly fine. So like 178 on this value here, and just getting it all in the right place. In terms of the input curve here, again, you want to look for those BF1, BF4 options. Those are going to give you the best things you're looking for. And if you have the choice between BF1 and BF4 in the vehicle stick acceleration input presets, I would go with BF1 and drop it down to around about 20%. This is effectively going to make your movement on the gunner various items of tanks and things like up to around about 20%. This is effectively going to make your movement on the gunner various items of tanks and things like helicopters one-to-one with your actual infantry aiming movement, which I again believe is better for general muscle memory. Now, if you find that you prefer having your vehicle turret being a little bit slower, again, simply just scroll down the aim sensitivity slider to give you a less snappy experience and give you a little bit more fine-tuned control. But you want these to be the same. The reason you want these to be the same with your infantry movement is all about building muscle memory, about putting it all in one place. Same in terms of like general keybinds, you just want to build up that sort of general utility and general reactiveness. In other menus like transports, you'll find that essentially once you've set your vehicle options for ground vehicles, it should more or less copy over one-to-one for the rest of them. And it should give you pretty much all the same vehicle settings across ground transport, aircraft, helicopters, so on and so forth. It's worth having a double check though, just to make sure that those values are fully come across, and there are some slightly more fine-tuned options for some of you in particular about what kind of piloting you're doing in order to get that done. Next, let's talk about your infantry controller mapping, and in terms of the actual buttons you'll be using for your character on the ground. Now, I use two distinct differences in this game that make me play a little bit different. The first thing you simply have to do, because of the critical things that walking, crouching, or making panels do, the thing you're going to want to change in this setting, specifically, you're going to want to find the weapon mounting and change that to down on your D-pad. You also want to change your firing mode and zero in to right on the D-pad. Now, essentially, what this means now is that if you are in the game and you're somebody who is sliding around or probing with your R3 stick, you now still can mount your weapon by aiming down sight, pressing down on the D-pad, and boom, you now have the benefit of weapon mounting. Now, the reason you have to change your fire mode here is that when you ADS, those are the same bind. So I changed mine to right on the D-pad, which means I can now change my fire mode and mount my weapon while still being able to use slide. For those of you who played the beta, there is no longer the bug where pressing the melee button is going to send you into a crouch or prone anymore. That's been fixed, and that's something I've spoken to devs about quite a lot. The next major thing is talking about the rest of your keybinds for all of the other options. Now, we've already talked about the infantry ones, which is the soldier buttons, but for vehicles and for pretty much everything else that isn't gunners and transports, I recommend using Ultimate. Now, I really dislike the modern era of Battlefield where they try to get you to accelerate and sort of do what you need, all of the analog stats. In my opinion, accelerating and braking should always be Ultimate R2, and firing and zooming should always be Ultimate R1. So if you're somebody who prefers having full camera control and also full aiming control on your analog sticks, and having the acceleration set to your triggers, which is in my view how it should be, you will set alternate for vehicles, you also want to set the same alternate for aircraft, you can leave gunner as default because that doesn't need to change. Transports you're going to leave as default as well because acceleration needs the triggers by default. And then for the helicopters, throttle up and down again, you want that to be ultimate. This means that you can now accelerate and decelerate by using triggers on your controller, and you can fire using R1, etc., zoom and fire, and it just makes for a better system. This is an infinitely better system, in my view, than anything else that you see at the moment. I genuinely believe that trigger for acceleration and deceleration and braking is a far better format than Battlefield. Next, we're going to go to the gameplay tab, and there actually is some pretty important stuff here. So, you can pretty much copy all of these one for one. I, for example, have crouch toggle sprint set to crouch, and essentially what this means is that when you go to stuff here, it will be far better format than Battlefield. Next, we want to go to the gameplay tab. I genuinely believe that Trigger is a better system. This is a controller, and you can fire using L1 and R. You want that to be ultimate acceleration and braking. You can use gun, how it should be. You want to set alternate for vehicles. You also want to set the same alternate for aircraft. You want to leave gunner as default because that doesn't need to change. Transports are going to leave as default as well because acceleration and braking. These the triggers by default. And then for the helicopters,
We'll get going soon. Just trying to set this up.
this means that you can now accelerate, decelerate by triggers on your controller, and you can fire using L1, etc. Zoom and fire, and it just makes for a better system. This is an infinitely better system, in my view, than anything else that uses acceleration and braking easily. You can use gun, and also for aiming control on your analog sticks, and have an acceleration set to your triggers, which is, in my view, how it should be. You want to set alternate for vehicles. You also want to set the same alternate for aircraft. You can leave gun as default because that doesn't need to change. Transports you're going to leave as default as well because acceleration and braking is the triggers by default. And then for the helicopters, you can throttle up and throttle down again. You want that to be ultimate. This means that you can now accelerate, decelerate by using the triggers on your controller, and you can fire using L1, R1, etc. You want that to be. You can leave gun, and also for aiming control on your analog sticks, and having the acceleration set to your triggers, which is, in my view, how it should be. You want to set alternate for vehicles. You also want to set the same alternate for aircraft. You can leave gun as default because that doesn't need to change. Transports you're going to leave as default as well because acceleration and braking is the triggers by default. And then for the helicopters, you can throttle up and throttle down again. You want that to be ultimate. This means that you can now accelerate and decelerate by using the triggers on your controller, and you can fire using L1, R1, etc. Zoom and fire, and it just makes for a better system. This is an infinitely better system, in my view, than anything else that you see in the mobile stuff hitting with it. So, it will be far better format than Battlefield. Next, you're going to go to the gameplay tab, and there actually is some pretty important stuff hitting with it. So, you can pretty much copy all of these one for one. I, for example, have crouch top sprint set to crouch, and essentially what this means is that when you go to sprint, if you're not already crouched, you will stay crouching. Now, because I slide and dive around using my R3 stick, this is a system that just makes sense. You also have a couple of other options like slide to interact, and if you prefer the peeking, you can actually turn peeking completely off. So if you're somebody who doesn't like how the sort of game navigates your weapon around certain objects, that can be completely disabled. Moving all the way down though, you can see all the other settings that I've crossed over and how that works, and that's pretty much it. This is a one-to-one copy of pretty much all the other settings that you've seen. And you can even do really cool things like disabling the sort of outline on the capture zones. Having that off, for example, just makes you a little bit more immersed in the environment. Now, there are a couple of other things that I do really recommend for controller players, and this is going to look a little bit different for your menus because some of you guys are going to be on PC and some of you guys are going to be on console, but all of you will have the settings that I'm talking about. You would want to put weapon motion blur all the way down to 0, you would want to put mount motion blur all the way down to 0, camera shake all the way down to 50, and you would reduce sprint camera bobbing 100%, turn off chromatic aberration, vignetting and filtering, and that's going to give you a clear visual experience that isn't going to make your aiming experience less impactful. You know, it's graphically going to look pretty great, but it's going to take away all of the things that just can make you have some issues. Like, I don't like weapon motion blur, wall motion blur, I think it looks terrible. Excessive camera shake is going to put your aim off. Chromatic aberration, vignetting and filtering are just visual effects that, in my view, don't make it for a cleaner system. If you're on PC and you're worrying about your aim as well, you very much want to make sure the vertical sync is set to disabled. I also turn off infantry HUD motion because I don't like the HUD moving around whilst I'm moving around in the game because I feel it creates a sort of swaying style system, so that's also something. But in the advanced HUD settings, this is something I feel everybody should turn off completely. You want to go into the advanced HUD settings, and then you want to go all the way down to, if you're somebody who's looking for a little bit more fine-tuned control, this is something that I feel everybody needs to turn off. Go into graphics, go into crosshairs and indicators, you're then going to go all the way down to where it says infantry crosshair projection, and you need to set this to disabled. If you put crosshairs and indicators, you're then going to go all the way way down to where it says infantry crosshair projection, and you need to set this to disabled. If you have this on, the crosshair basically stays in motion. If you have it off, the crosshair is static in your mid-level screen, and it's going to make it much easier to stay on target and much easier for muscle memory. You can also change the colours of various things like hit indicators. I personally like to have a slightly different hit indicator if I've landed a headshot, because that's going to give me a more intelligent reason and decision as to whether or not I should challenge an opponent if I've taken more health off of them. And you can mess around with pretty much everything in here. But today, those are just the basics. You definitely need a different headshot icon. What colour should I say? And you can set that to whatever colour you so please, unless a yellow or an orange in between is pretty good, or something pretty outlandish and pink. You can also change the entire setup of your crosshair, make it thinner, and change the colour of it as well. If you struggle to see the white or different various white backgrounds, you can use these images on the right as a reference point. So folks, that's all the settings you need today, and as you can see in this firing range, you're going to get a really nice responsive experience out of this game. It's visually going to look good, it's going to give you a much more fine-tuned control of your controller, and it's going to give you everything you need to go into Battlefield 6 all day long. Now, one thing I will reference for those of you who are joining us here on Battlefield 6, and if you haven't played previous Battlefield franchises, Battlefield
Sorry guys, this is the first time obviously
essentially what this means is that
today, isn't it? Right, it hasn't been on yet. So. Right, I think I'm ready to rock and roll. I am ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna have a drink and then I'm all good to go now. I'm ready to rock and roll. Right, that's off. Oh shit. Right, that's ready, that's in there, I'm in there. I'm on. I'm ready to go. Change that to green. Flick through the loadouts. Nice, you get to choose loads of different stuff now. Nice, like that a lot. I like the customization feature. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's got to go that, and I've got to. And NATO then. Vehicles. I think I had a skin. Yeah, there you go. Thought I had a skin there somewhere. Oh, you can upgrade all that then? Nice, I got all that in there now. So you can upgrade all that. Got that skin as well for that. Nice. This is what I got with the Phantom Edition, I think. Might have been cosmetics for the jet yet. No way. Not in a million years. Okay. I can't have that one then. Oh, there you go. Change it in there. That's silly. You can't change it in the other bit. Never mind. So, alright. Elite badges. Look at that. Oh, hang on, I've got to change my buttons actually, I forgot. So I want that as jump. That is B. That. That is that again. Remapping my. Oops, I've done that. M13. My M433. I got some awesome fucking guns in here. Sick. TR7, nice. Pardon me, the SMGs. Just one quick last look at the controller settings. So that'll be my crouch and that'll be my melee, that's right then. So I'm going to take that. It's back to what I had it before, that's reload. That's back to what I had before, that's good. Right, let's go and have a game. Let's get this party started right now. Let's go. Let's go and run and run one. So I couldn't set all that up before I streamed because it literally went live as I turned my stream on. And you got to make, especially with Battlefield, you got to make sure all them settings are right. I should be running around, spinning around in circles really fast and shit. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, it's right there. Wow. It's literally right there on me.
We have neutralized Charlie. We have lost control of Alpha. Attention! Objective Charlie is under control. We need attack support
oh. That's what we know. Run. I need to use a different gun.
Thanks.
Right.
We now control more objectives. Defend all positions. Attention, mark the objective is under threat. Defend the position. We have lost control of Charlie.
Need a medic!
There's no one near me.
Our troops are still controlling the fight.
There's some better attachments. Oh, no.
Troops have secured more objectives.
Out and out.
Hostile forces are attacking Charlie. Attention! Our troops are attacking Delta. Be advised, Bravo has been lost. Be advised, hostile troops have secured more objectives. Attention! Objective Bravo has been secured.
I could hear him.
Is needed on the marked objective.
What? shit.
We are attempting to capture Delta. We're still winning the fight. Our strategy is working. Our forces have neutralized Bravo. We now control Bravo. The enemies are attacking objective Alpha. Move to attack the marked objective. We have eyes on enemy targets. We now hold more objectives. Secure our defenses.
Mm.
We are targeting Charlie. The enemy has secured more objectives. Let's strike back. We are engaging objective Charlie. Still controlling the fight. Our troops have neutralized objective Charlie. Objective marker. Supporting Bravo. Attention! Objective Echo is under attack. Be advised, attack confirmed on Charlie. Our troops have captured Charlie. Hostile forces are attacking Charlie.
Had all of them there, look. Bloody hell. It's only first game on this. Wow, mate, what is...
Operating in your area.
Why have I lost game sound now? All of a sudden. I've lost my sound to my game. Found it.
Mission is proceeding as planned. Good work. Our troops are attacking Delta. Attention, we're attacking objective Delta. Be advised, hostile troops have secured more objectives. We're targeting objective Delta. Our troops have secured more objectives. Our forces have neutralized Delta. This is a big one, guys. I spotted hostile heavy armor in our mission area. Hostiles now hold more objectives. Our troops are close to securing the battle. Stop at nothing. Okay, we got an enemy sniper located in the mission area. Move to attack the mark objective.
Not going well, is it? This one?
Enemies are attacking Delta. We now hold more objectives. Secure our defenses. All right, our troops have captured Charlie.
Wow, that was hard.
Need a medic! Our troops have neutralized objective Charlie. Let's go! Attacking objective Bravo. Take it! I need a fucking medic! I need a fucking medic! Need a medic! Forces are controlling the fight. Objective Charlie is under control. Be advised, hostile attack confirmed on Charlie. Hostiles now hold more objectives. Enemies are attacking objective Charlie.
I think my sensitivity is quite on point.
Hostiles are attacking objective Bravo. Come on! I knew you had my back.
Why does it turn the HUD off as well? I need that on.
Okay, we have an enemy sniper located in the mission area.
That's better. Running a bit slow. That's much better. There you go. Whoa! That's alright, that's quicker now. I was running a little bit slow there, for some reason.
The enemy have maintained their advantage. We must gain control. We are targeting objective Bravo. We've neutralized objective Bravo. We're attacking objective Alpha. We have neutralized Alpha.
I think that was a tank up there. I'm
Objective
99%
Charlie
sure that
under
was a
hostile
tank up
contact.
there.
We now control more objectives. Defend all positions. We no longer control Charlie. Defensive position is needed on the marked objective.
Thank you.
Coming in, I spotted a hostile sniper in our mission area. Hostile forces are still controlling the fight. Break their hold.
Whatever, mate. Where was the other one then?
Underway on Bravo.
I need a medic!
We need attack support on the marked objective. Hostile attack confirmed on Alpha. We are attacking objective Charlie.
Need a medic! Need a medic!
People play this game like Call of Duty as well. It really irritates me. don't understand where these people come from. I'm not quite understanding it at the minute. Doing my head in. A bit, if I'm honest.
Objective Delta has been neutralized. We have recaptured the objective. We need attack support on the marked objective. Hostile forces are attacking Charlie. We're attempting to capture Delta. Our lead is secured. Attention, we're targeting objective Bravo.
This gun don't help either. This gun's got some serious kick. It kicks up a bitch. Oh mate. Fucking hell.
Attack support is needed on the marked objective. The enemy now control more objectives. The enemy have maintained control. Be advised, enemies are attacking Bravo. Objective control has been regained. Our control of Bravo has been lost.
I'll sort some settings out. This is not right. This is bullshit so far. Shouldn't be getting the fucking. Oh, what's going on? Well, I didn't know I had that. That's annoying. It's very annoying. so what level mastery is it? 2. Okay.